Hey gamers, my name's Gil, and today we're diving into Legacy, Steel and Sorcery, the latest extraction-based PvE VP game from Notorious Studios. I wanted to get this video out sooner, but I have been absolutely loving Legacy, and I have put in almost 40 hours in the past couple days. First things first, let's give it a go and explain exactly what Legacy is. When you first start, you choose from one of four distinct classes. The warrior, which is a big brutish guy wielding massive weapons and swinging hard on his foes. The ranger, which is a bow and archer style class, which sets traps and rains arrows down from afar. The priest, a wielder of divine magic who can heal themselves and allies, but also smite enemies with their holy wrath. And the rogue, a master of stealth who can assassinate targets swiftly or dash through enemy lines to get at your backline. Don't stress too much about your initial choice. You can switch classes anytime. After selecting your class, you'll go through a tutorial that provides a quick and effective overview of the core mechanics. The gameplay loop is simple, however, it's incredibly engaging. You drop into the map, gather loot by defeating enemies, looting mobs, or scavenging, and then you extract safely to your lodge before someone else takes you out. Between runs, you'll spend time managing your inventory, which is kind of a game in itself, given how quickly your stash fills up with loot. This is where the game's progression system really starts to shine. Using the resources that you collect in each session, you will then upgrade your merchants in the city and improve your lodge, which gradually increases the level of your overall account. Character progression is separate from the account progression and is more focused on gaining XP through killing mobs and players and extracting successfully. Character progression is separate from overall account progression, so even if you decide to switch classes, your home base upgrades remain intact. This makes every resource valuable and ensures that every extraction feels meaningful. Now let's talk about why I've been hooked on Legacy over the past couple days. The combat feels incredible to play, whether you're running solo or teaming up with a few buddies. At its core, the combat feels fast, responsive, and rewarding. It favors skill, strategy, and quick decision making, and an ability to adapt to your surroundings. The loot system is surprisingly deep, whereas at first it seems basic and simple. You start with gray items and you move to green and blue. Each item of green and higher quality has a different effect on it. Actually, some white items do as well. So there's tons of different effects that you can have that changes the play style of your individual characters. For instance, I think the rogues have three different helmets, and one of them just increases your stealth, while the other has to do with extra poison or some bleeding damage. See, there's so much different loot in the game, I don't even remember all of the different effects. I just know that I personally like to be a sneaky boy, and I use the sneaking helmet a lot. On top of that, each class has a variety of weapons that not only changes your primary skill, but changes how your character attacks and how you play the game. To go back to the rogue, there's both daggers and swords. While the daggers hit lighter, faster, and quicker, they don't provide as much stagger. And the primary skill is a little cloud of stun in front of you. You can stun enemies, loop around, and give them a big backstab hit. Whereas the sword provides a dash that really leaps you through the enemies, and the autos provide a lot more stagger when hitting people. So very different play styles. One, you're a blade wielding samurai jumping through. Actually, not really a samurai because you got two swords, but you get what I'm saying. You're jumping through, slashing back and forth, really going ham. Whereas the dagger, you're popping in, stunning them, giving a little stab, 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 run away, come back, stun them, back and forth, back and forth. Very different play style depending on which weapons you're using. And with these different types of weapons, that really leaves the game feeling fresh and keeps it exciting every run. Of course, as with any early access title, Legacy isn't without its rough edges. While the map is expansive and detailed, there's only one of them to explore, which, stated in the roadmap, they plan on adding more. However, for the current time being, can start to feel repetitive. There's also a few technical hiccups which occur in the matches, such as sounds going off that aren't there, so sound bugs. There's occasional animation locks. I lost a 1v1 the other day against a warrior because my character wouldn't stop crouching. I couldn't press any buttons other than slowly walk. So I had him on the back foot. He walked away, healed, stared at me as my character just slowly walked around in a circle because I was smashing my keyboard and nothing would work. Uh, the dreaded clipping issues. I have fallen through the floor. I've seen my buddy get stuck in walls. It's unfortunately an issue in these styles of game, and hopefully Notorious gets that fixed. That being said, the development team has already put out several updates fixing various sound issues, performance bugs. And I know my game personally, I was having stuttering problems after every 2 rounds. I need to restart the game because I was seeing micro stutters on the screen. That's completely gone now. Whatever patch they did, they fixed it. So that's great. Love to see the dev team pushing out fixes for these issues. Overall, Legacy is shaping up to be something special, and I can't wait to see how it evolves. If you're a fan of high stakes combat, deep progression, and intense extraction gameplay, this might be your next favorite game. All right, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Legacy has me completely hooked, and I can't wait to see how it evolves in the coming months. If you've played it already, let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what you're maining and what your coolest loot that you found has been. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to check out more content like this. I'll have more guides, tips, and deep dives in the future. And always, gamers, peace out, game on.